Hello, my dear friends. I am Sanjay Chawla from Sanskrit College, Kota. The topic for this session is prose appreciation. This topic is included in the first year syllabus of English literature students of the Sanskrit University, Rajasthan. After listening to the lecture, you may refer to the notes given in the description box below. First of all, let me introduce what a prose is. Prose is a literary piece which is written in the pattern of ordinary spoken language. When ordinary spoken language is written in a literary style, it is called prose. Now let us see the types of prose in literature. A. Fiction. Now fiction includes short story, novel, and novella. And B. Non-fiction includes essay. Now let us understand what we mean by fiction. Fiction is a series of imagined facts which shows truths about human life. The writer imagines some facts. They are not real, but what he describes are truths about human life. The things did not happen in real life, but they may happen. So here I give you some examples. For a short story. Now, what is a short story? Let us define it. It is a brief, artistic form of prose which is centered on a major incident. A short story is short. It describes one major incident, but in an artistic manner. It is not like a newspaper report. B. Novel. Now, novel is a more extensive form of prose. It is usually written in the form of a narrative. It tells a story, but it is not short like a short story. And C, we have novella. It is a short novel, longer than the short story, but shorter than a novel. It has features both of a short story and a novel. Now we come to the major types of essays. A. Narrative essays. Now narrative means telling a story. In this, the writer tells a story based on the experiences of his life. It is different from a short story because in this, the writer may also give his comments on the story. B is descriptive essays. It describes or rather paints a picture. In this, the writer paints a word picture of some person, place, thing, or some significant memory of his life. C. Expository essays. Expository means to expose something or tell some facts. In this, the writer gives some information about the topic and gives balanced analysis of the topic. He will try to analyze the facts. Next, D is persuasive essays. Persuasive means to persuade. It convinces us. It makes us believe something. The writer will give some arguments. On the basis of these arguments, he will try to prove his point of view. Now, as I told you, prose is an artistic piece of writing. So the writer will use some literary devices to make it artistic. So let us discuss the various artistic devices used by the writers. A. Imagery. I-M-A-G-E-R-Y. Imagery. The writer will create an image not by paint and brush, but by words. So it is a word picture. It helps the reader to better imagine the world of the piece of literature. Now, here are some examples. Number one, it was dark and stormy night. Now, here you get a picture of the weather that day, don't you? Second example, in the far distance, a helicopter skimmed down between the roofs, hovered for an instant like a blue bottle, and darted away again with a curving flight. See how you imagine the picture of the movement of the helicopter. Third example, people stank of sweat and unwashed clothes. From their mouths came the stench of rotting teeth. From their bellies, that of onions. Here you get the picture of the people stinking, smelling bad. So this is all imagery. Next, B is hyperbole. Hyperbole. It is hyperbole. It is an exaggerated statement, exaggeration, exaggerated. The writer describes some small thing in big words. The words are high sounding. It is often used for comedic effect and emphasis. Sometimes the writer wants to make you laugh with this description, or he wants to emphasize something, that is, he wants to say something very strongly. Let us see some examples. I am so hungry, I could eat a horse. Now the speaker will not eat a horse, but this hyperbole emphasizes how starved the speaker feels. The speaker is very hungry. Second example, she is as thin as a toothpick. Now we know nobody can be as thin as a toothpick, but the writer wants to say that she is very, very thin. Third example, if I can't get a smartphone, I will die. The speaker only wants to say that he badly needs a smartphone. His life is useless without a smartphone. Next, C is personification. Person and personification. When a non-human figure or other abstract concept or idea is described as having human-like qualities, it is called personification. Here are some examples. The wind moaned, beckoning me to come outside. Now, in this example, the wind is not a human being, but it is described as if it is human. It moans and beckons. Second example, the sky misses the sun at night. The sky at night, like a human being, would like to say to the sun, I miss you, dear. Third example, The sun played hide and seek with the clouds. Like small children, the sun is playing hide and seek with the clouds. D, next, symbolism. Now, symbolism occurs when a word has its own meaning, but it is used to represent something entirely different. A word becomes a symbol of something else. Just as we say that the color white is symbol of peace, and the flower rose is a symbol of beauty. Here are some examples. Number one, a plant on the windowsill. A plant on the windowsill is a symbol of hope. A plant needs the sun to grow. Likewise, we also have needs. So a plant becomes a symbol of hope that is on the windowsill. Second example. Similarly, night is used to symbolize death, darkness, and loss of faith. So now, are you ready to do some exercise? You can attempt the questions related to the topic prescribed in your syllabus. First is English at Workplace. This is the name of the book, edited by Sawhney, Panja and Verma, published by Macmillan. And the second book, written by Vandana R. Singh, the name of the book is The Written Word, published by Oxford University Press. These two books are prescribed in your syllabus. Thank you.